Hello, hello. Let's see what's going on. All right, just getting everything situated here. All right, let me share my screen. All right, let's get things launched up. Not worried about this. So another reminder is that I am basing this off of I'm a Mac user, so doing everything from a Mac. I'm using Parallels to run Windows 11. Not a active, right? Not licensed. I don't have a licensed Windows 11, so that's kind of the difference here. There's a few things I won't be able to do, but I just doing a quick run through and showing you guys what's going on. my team is already dogging on me, saying just pay for the damn key. No, I'm cheap. I'm frugal. If anything, I'll maybe we'll do an extension of this on my gaming computer that has been off for months now, and it's a Windows machine, so maybe we can do that there. But just for continuity, we're going to start where we left off. How does that look, team? How you guys can see my screen? Everything's going well? All right. Beautiful. So let's get the show on the road. Let me see what I can do here. Thank you. Thank you. So before we get started, just a quick reminder, depending on where you're looking at us from, maybe, actually, let me do a quick check. So I know Twitch is working. Let me go to YouTube real quick and see if, yep, YouTube is live. There we go. And let's check LinkedIn. Is that live? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. LinkedIn's a little bit different than everyone else. Where else are we? We got Instagram, LinkedIn. Actually, let me check my own personal LinkedIn. Maybe I'm streaming from my own personal LinkedIn account. All right, we'll figure that out later. This is episode 2 or session 2. I don't know if there's going to be episodes. So let's check out Instagram. How's Instagram doing? All right, we are It's not there. Let's see if I can do a live video stream here. All right, we'll worry about that later. I'll go ahead and go live on my phone. All right. And so we shall begin. All right, guys. So welcome to our second IT Help Desk session. You can literally ask us any question. We'll entertain them all. But this is more focused to IT help or any type of technological discussion. It could be AI. It could be, hey, I have this problem on my phone. How the heck do I fix it? Or I have this problem on my computer. How the heck do I fix it? And, you know, for the sake of me just not just sitting here and waiting for someone to ask a question, as you know, we're very early on. We haven't built the community yet. Hopefully we get to build this over time. We're going to be holding these sessions every Tuesdays and Thursday from 11:30 to 12:30 a.m. And it's for everyone, right? We can talk about the state of AI, what's the latest in the news, absolutely any type of technological discussion. Let us know. Let us see how we can help you, or maybe help. What are we doing here? See how we can assist, not only maybe assist you with any technological problems. And we're doing this live. So hopefully we can have some fun. And let's enjoy this. You know, this is supposed to be fun, supposed to be collaborative, entertaining. And so just let me know in the chat, and let's go from there. All right. So we left off last time in the for developer portion of Windows 11. So we're in systems here. So if you can hit, you know, there's the search bar here. So just a quick rundown of Windows 11. You get a desktop. So this is the desktop area here. You can right click on a desktop and it'll bring back some options. Then below that, you have this bar below that goes all the way across the screen. And that is actually called the taskbar. So on the left-hand side, depending, you might have these settings a little bit different, but by default, on the left-hand side, you have your widgets, which will kind of just give you, you know, you can have your weather, some daily news. You can sign into your account and provide some more personalized experience, some travel time. So this is all by default out of the box. This is what it looks like. You can go to settings, change some of the settings from there, and that is the widgets area. Now, if you go to the right, you have the Windows Start button. And so this is kind of just where you can see who you're logged into, and then also this is where you can shut down, restart, lock your computer, put it to sleep, so you can do some of the more power options here. This is where you can have all of your pinned apps, or the apps that you frequently use. And then they have some recommendations here. They have a get started. Welcome to Windows. I wonder why I didn't start first. So I guess let's just run through this. I think this is a good idea. I wonder why it didn't start up. This should be one of the first things that should launch if this is your first time ever starting Windows on a machine. So hi, you're running Windows 11, let's discover. All right, let's see what it has to say. Let's customize your experience. All right, so you select the ways that you plan to use your device and get personalized tips, ads. You just paid for a machine or a computer, and then it wants to already show you ads. Okay. And recommendations within Microsoft experiences, you can always change this setting. All right, so how are we going to use this? Definitely not for gaming. Let's say it's for business, for creativity, for families, school, browse the web. And let's do, should I turn on development? Yeah, let's turn it on. Gaming, we're not playing games today. Maybe later. I got a whole other machine for playing games. So we're done here. Now what? There's not a big button that says next. There's not. Okay, so from an interface perspective, okay, so I guess I just hit this next arrow on the right. If this is the first time that I'm using this operating system, the user experience is already a little bit different. Your PC is ready to go. Okay, open personalization settings. All right. All right, so we need to activate Windows. We know about this. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the system settings. Let's go to for developers. Now, what do we have here? Install from any resources, including loose files. So when you try to install things that are not trusted sources, it'll pop up a security of saying, hey, you are trying to install something that is coming from a place that I don't trust. So as a developer, you're always installing libraries, you're installing different types of applications to make your life easier, that other developers have made to make other developers' lives easier. And so the sources can be from everywhere, right? Developers usually can verify and trust the source, and then they'll turn this on so that we don't get annoyed, especially if we're setting up a brand new computer. We're going to be installing a bunch of stuff that is going to be from unknown sources, just because we've already built kind of how we like to work, right? And stuff like that. So you would turn this on. I'm going to leave it off because I'm not going to use this for any development, and I don't really care to turn it on. Device portal, turn on remote diagnostics overlook. Okay. So maybe you were, maybe this is a machine that you're actually not going to interface directly with, right? Let's say it's a server, or you're going to use this machine as a server, or you're going to, it has a very specific use case. Maybe it's going to be a file server for your home. Maybe it's going to be there's this, what was it called, man? I think it's called Plex. Yeah, so there's this like open source Netflix type of platform. I think it's called Plex. And you can download it. You can essentially make your own Netflix software, server, or streaming platform in your own home. You can upload all your movies to that, make a movie collection. And essentially, it's a media server where now you can upload all of your movies, things to your media server, all your movies, your shows, etc., that you've bought. And then you get the CD or whatever, or you download what you paid for, and then you upload it to this media server. And so now you need a way to connect to that device so that you can modify and do all those things. And so that's what this device portal does. Now I'm nerding out here. because I'm just spewing what I would do, how I would use this, right? So device portal, the only usefulness there is that it's a machine or a computer that's in your local network, in your house or in your business, that you won't be connecting a monitor to. So you just want to connect to it remotely. You would want to enable this device portal so that it is, number one, open to be connected to on your network, and then figuring out how are you going to authenticate to get into it, who can connect to it, and stuff like that. So this is where you would set that piece up here. Device discovery. So, what can you connect to it, right? So can you connect a USB to it, and will it be able to be discoverable, or can this be discoverable over your local network? So that could be your local network, means your home, your business, whatever the network that it is locally connected to. Enable end task in taskbar by right click. What's the difference between this and close? Okay. So yeah, this is awesome. Actually, when I was a Windows user, this is something that I always wish they did. I always wish that instead of me having, when a program crashed, or when something's not responsive, or I'm waiting for a program to execute, and it's done, right? Like it just broke, it crashed. There's nothing I can do to save it. I always had to open up taskbar, right? So, or the task manager. You always have to do the task manager, open it up, or go to the process, and right click and end task, or in some cases, end task here, right? So you click on what you want to end, and you end task here. So hold on, let me turn this on. I wonder what this, I don't know exactly what this is, but I hope it is what I think it is. Oh my gosh. They finally did it. Okay. I don't know when they added this feature, but that's really cool. I like that. That is very, very, very efficient. Because now I no longer have to do the Windows Alt Delete to launch the task manager, and then go to the task that the process that I want to end, and then end the task. Right? I can do it straight from the graphic interface here. I can just go here and end task. And I would always be angry because I'm like, well, man, why doesn't the close window do the same thing as end task? I get it now. The windows are separate than the actual task, because you can have, it's Control Shift Escape now. Control Shift Escape. See, I haven't used, the last Windows operating system that I've used, really, like really, like day to day, was probably Windows. What's after Windows 7? No, it was Windows 7. Yeah, that was the last time that I actually did work on Windows, was Windows 7. So it's Control Shift Escape now. Huh. Or has it always been Control Shift Escape? Or maybe I just always searched for the task manager. Huh. Okay. Anyways, good to know. So if you want to launch the task manager either way, the command is Control Shift Escape, and it will launch the task manager. You sure it wasn't like you? But now you're gonna make me look it up. I swear it could have been. Windows key, Alt, Delete. Windows, Alt, Delete. Or Control, Alt, Delete. Is it not Control, Alt, Delete? Was it not Control, Alt, Delete? Control, Alt, Delete. I have always used Control, Alt, Delete. You're make. This is like one of those situations where like, am I on a different? Did I switch to a different dimension? For me, it has always been Control, Delete. Okay. So I'm not going crazy. You can still do Control, Delete, and that's the Task Manager. Okay, that has always been my go-to to Task Manager is Control, Delete. Anyways, going back to this, you're already using a graphic interface. Why can't I just go here and like just kill it? Like I don't care for it anymore, right? I just want to go. It's not responsive. It's not doing what I need it to do. Just end the task. I don't want to do Control, Delete. I don't want to have to go look for the process. I know it's already here. I already see it. I just want to kill it. Do I have something open? Yeah, like I just want to just kill it. Done. Get out of here. That is really cool. I like that. Oh yeah, so Control Delete does a little bit different because now you can turn off the computer. It's a little bit different because it's like now you can lock the computer, you can switch users, you can sign out, you can change your password, and then from there you can actually select Task Manager. So I guess I never knew the right way to actually launch. I never knew that there was a shortcut to just launch Task Manager, which is just Control Shift Escape. All right. Well, that's why we're doing this, to learn things that we didn't know before. So this end task, fantastic. Great job, Microsoft. Great job, the Windows 11 team. That's some good stuff. All right, so File Explorer, just these settings for more developer-friendly experience using file. Okay, show file extensions. Yes, please. Show hidden in system files. Yes, please. Show full path in the title bar. Yes, please. I want to know everything. Show options to run as a different user and start. I don't care. Show option, show empty drives. Don't care for that either. Remote desktop. So this is, you can connect this PC from another device. So this is what's the difference between, what is the difference between device portal? Turn on remote diagnostics. Let's read about that. So Windows 11 device portal. What's the use? What was it designed for? Windows Device Portal, or WDP, is a web server included with Windows devices that lets you configure and manage the settings for the device over a network or USB connection. It also provides an advanced diagnosis tool for troubleshooting and viewing the real-time performance of your Windows device. WDP functionality is programmatically exposed through a collection of, RESTful APIs. Okay, so essentially it converts your machine into well, you can modify the settings of the machines via APIs in a programmatic format. So if you're a keyboard cat and a CLI cat, then you would most likely have this on. I wonder if I would have some use cases here. Yeah, but it's kind of the same use case, right? You have you know what you're doing, you're a developer, you know you're going to use this machine for a very specific purpose, or you have a very specific purpose as to the function that this computer is going to do for you. So now you can deploy apps to to this via this API. So what this does is that it turns the machine into some form of essentially a client. It's like listening for commands. It's like listening for what you can do for it. Actually, let's go to YouTube. What do we got on YouTube for this? Windows 11 portal device portal. Maybe this is too technical. Yeah, who cares? We'll probably do a more so now, yeah, it just gives you an interface that you can now deploy apps on, run apps on, an easier way to explore the machine. So it's just another way to interface to the machine where it's still the same use case. You have, you're going to use that machine as some form of server to run applications or to run something, to do something for you, right? It has a purpose. The only thing it's going to do is pass the salt. If you know that reference from Rick and Morty, right? It has a very unique purpose. That computer has a specific purpose that you have designed it to do, and its purpose is to pass the salt, or to check if the lights are on, or be a media server for all your pirated bootleg movies. You know what you're gonna. If you turn this device portal on, you know what you're using it for. So I really like that in task. Remote desktop allows you to connect to the computer. Exactly like that, remote to that desktop. So if I turn this on, I should be able to connect to this computer or to this virtual machine outside of this machine. And then there's also the selected users who can remote to this PC. So another use case, you have a laptop, you have a desktop. On your laptop, you go, you're sick, you're working from bed, but you forgot a file on your desktop machine. Instead of having to get up, go, stand up, walk to your desktop machine, turn it on, log in. Well, it has to be turned on and logged in order for you to do remote desktop. But having to find the file, upload the file, email it to yourself, or maybe, then you can turn this remote desktop on. Or maybe that desktop is has an application on it that it's a single license. For example, Microsoft Office or the Drake tax software or QuickBooks, then you can only have that installed on one machine. This is one way for you to connect to it and use that device, right? And use that software without having to install it on the other places and stuff like that. Although a lot more, it's very rare that you would use this for those type of applications, because a lot of them already have some form of configuration where they should have a server set up for that. Anyways, I digress. If you want to remote to another desktop for whatever reason, you turn this on, you select who can connect to it, and then you connect that. You connect to that. You have to have a client to connect to using remote desktop. Windows has one. It's called Windows, very original, right? Remote desktop connection. So what you do here is once you set up, you turn this on, you set the settings, you put the port, you give the user the access. Oh, wrong thing. You give the user the access, then you would come in here, put your computer name, log in with that user, and then connect, and then you should be able to connect. So this is to turn on the functionality for remote desktop on this machine, and then you have to give the access using the remote desktop users, and then you have this, then you would use a client to connect to that. So then if you're on Windows, Windows, you can use this remote desktop connection, and then on a Mac, you would have to download something from the Mac store, which is also called, I think they're calling it Windows now, just the Windows app. But it used to be called Remote Desktop as well. So it's Windows Remote Desktop on Windows. Okay, getting started. Let me get out of this. So the getting started only does two things. Okay, so that wasn't that much helpful on getting started. Activation, I'm going to skip this because we all know that I haven't activated this Windows. Troubleshooting. Ask me before running. Always ask. It's always good. Trust me, you're going to forget where this is coming from. So just make sure everything is always asking you. It takes 1 second to hit yes, right? I accept or run it or do something. So I always leave those ask me before settings on, just because I'll tend to forget, like, where is this coming from? Recovery. So you can try and fix problems without resetting your PC. It'll try and review if you have like any like critical issues with your system, and then kind of provide you some feedback on that. Where's that? Recovery. You can reinstall Windows updates. You can reset the PC. So this will factory format the computer from scratch. And then you can do an advanced startup. So essentially, this is going to boot your machine in some form of safe mode. Like you can start from a disk or a USB drive and stuff like that. So it will start you up into that configuration setup. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me show you what it looks like. I hope it works. I don't know. I've never done this on a virtual machine. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so these are the options that you can see. So you can continue, exit and continue to Windows 11, or we can use a device of like, hey, I want to start up using a USB drive or something like that. I want to install a Linux operating system from a device, from a USB drive. You can do that there here as well. You can also try and troubleshoot some things from this screen. You can also factory reset your computer. Let's look at the events options. So you can do startup repairs if your Windows is not loading. Let's say you just installed some updates and now you're having problems with your Windows. You can actually uninstall those updates and then see if your Windows will start up again. And then from there, you're going to have to do an investigation as to why those updates broke your computer and figure that out. Then you have some startup settings. where you can restart, enable low resolution mode, debugging mode, safe mode. So these are all the ways that you can do some startup settings. So let's say you can do a system restore, you can do some firmware updates. We'll probably do a whole session on UEFI firmware updates, and actually as a whole, what does it do to your computer, etc. So command prompts, something's wrong, you don't know what's going on, it's not working out, it's not operating appropriately, you want to do some command prompts. So you can use the command prompt. Obviously you know what you're doing if you're using command prompts to fix your computer from a boot stage. The way I've used command prompts in the past have been like, I have a hard drive that is failing or something like that, and I've needed to run some commands to kind of just give it a push, give it a pick me up, or if I wanted to partition things like that, so that Windows would be able to install. And so that's what the command prompt allowed me to kind of set everything up without having to need to plug that hard drive into another computer. But anyways, that's, again, if you're using the command prompt, is because you know what you want. Yeah, let's see some more recovery. So you can recover from a image file. If you know what image files are, then you know what you're doing. All right, so we're gonna go and hit continue. Go ahead, go back to our Windows screen. So those are all the settings that happen when you boot in that mode, in that recovery mode. All right, let's see. I want to launch settings. Settings. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy it. Then projections, right? My device doesn't support this, so if yours does, it's a Miracast protocol, so you'd be able to project to screens or to televisions or to projectors without any wires. Kind of like similar to the Apple, what's it called on Apple? It's like the screen mirror, the screen mirroring on Apple. So we spoke about remote desktop. Your clipboard, that's important. So you can save multiple items to your clipboard, press the Windows V to view your clipboard history and paste from it. Let's see, what does that do? Windows V. I guess I don't have anything in my clipboard. Sync across devices. How would I'm not logged in, so I can't try that out. So I'm assuming you can have other devices connected to your Windows machine or speaking to it, and then you'll be able to see you'll be able to copy and paste from multiple devices. You can clear your history here, suggestive action. All right, I want to try it out. Let me paste something. Let me copy something. Stop it. So if I do this, copy, and now I do Control V, Windows V. I want to see the history. Oh well. What did we not? Okay, so that's clipboard. Control C, copy, Control V, paste. So let me show you there. So now you can do here, you can do Control C to copy. Actually, let me just show you a couple of tricks with the Control key. So you can do Control A to select everything. You can do Control D on your browser to add to favorites. I'm gonna hit Escape. You can also do Control. If you do Control right, it'll go all the way to the right. If you do Control, let me see. Please stop it. Okay, so it's not Control right, it's Control Shift and then the arrow keys. So if you do Control Shift left, it'll highlight the whole word. You can highlight the whole next word if you keep hitting left, highlight until the next, and boom, 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 and you just keep highlighting it. And then obviously if you go to the right, it will unhighlight what you didn't want. If you go Control up, it will highlight that whole next line. Control down, get you back to the end. And then there's some keys on your keyboard that say home and end. So if you do Control Home, it's going to highlight everything all the way until the beginning of that line. If you do end, it's going to take you back to the end. But let's say if I was at the beginning of the line and say Control Shift End, it's going to highlight everything to the end of that line. Now the difference now, if you don't have Control and Shift, you can actually do Home, and it's going to bring you to the beginning of the line that you're in. And so that's the end. That's the beginning. This is the end, right? So now I'm at the beginning and at the end. So that's what home and end on your keyboard do. If you do page up, page down, obviously that's self-explanatory. Page up goes up the page. Page down goes down the page. From there. So now if I do end here, it's going to do the end of the line. If I do home, it's at the beginning of the line. You can see that it's not going to the program because the program is on another line. Now if I do Control Shift End here, it highlights everything. Control Shift Home. So that operates a little bit differently with Control Shift. So okay, so that's you can play around with that. Control Shift left and right does it by words. So it will highlight words, so you can only highlight the words that you want. We already talked about that. And what else? What else? What else? Control Shift. Oh. If you do Control Option left, it'll bring that program to the left. If you do Control Option right, it'll bring everything to the left, to the right. Oh, sorry guys, that's actually on my Windows machine. My Windows machine is making me think something differently. So don't worry about that. All right. All right. Okay. Bam. Anyways, I didn't get to play around with the clipboard settings. Clipboard settings, Control C, Control V, paste. And then supposedly with Windows key V, it's supposed to show you your clipboard history, but it's not popping up for me, and probably because of my Mac. I'm on a Mac keyboard as well, so my command key is supposed to be my Windows key, but might not be functioning at the way that I think it should be functioning. System components. Okay. Not really sure what to do here. Okay, dev. So these are 8 components found. Okay. Oh, so these are like system level components. So these are Windows components. You can get help. The Microsoft Store is a part of it. You can have advanced options for these components. So let's say that I don't want the dev home. Let me do the advanced options. And I can terminate the system component, reset, repair. Okay. So these are like Windows components. Interesting. You can probably have an entire session on each of these. It's related settings, so you can look at all your installed apps here. Interesting. This is, and so installed apps is where you can come in and uninstall applications that you're no longer using, or in this case, like, since this is out of the box, applications I know I'll never be using, like Outlook. Go ahead and uninstall that. Okay. All right. X optional features. What does that do? Oh, so these are optional features for the operating system that are there, that are optional, that you can come in and remove. Okay, interesting. This wasn't that easy. I remember, like in Windows 7, it wasn't that easy to review the optional features. You'd have to kind of like really hate them to want to remove them. So it's really nice that they put it in one place. So about this computer, we'll tell you where this the information, the specifications of this computer. So this is the virtual machine. So this is just where it's all at. You can see the Windows specifications. See, guys, it's an experience pack, right? It's an experience. That's why I don't have to buy the license. I'm just here for the experience. I'm trying to share this experience with you. Product key and activation. You want to change that up. You can see the device manager. Device manager is pretty cool. No, I am not moving back to Windows. All of this stuff, I already have it on Mac. So I already know how to use it on the Mac. And so I'm not worried about it. Device manager is where you can see a little bit more details about everything that's operating on your machine. The different chipsets, the different devices that are plugged in, the different things that it's using. You know, these are literally all of the devices that your computer is interfacing with to be your computer, right? All of the USBs on your computer, right here. If you have CD, DVD ROMs or drives, right here. Everything that makes your computer is going to be listed right here. All of the cameras you have connected, all of the monitors that you have, all of the hard drives, all, display adapters, so your graphics cards, how many drives you have, all of your HIDs or, human interface devices, whatever you can plug in, right here. Your other types of things that you can plug in right here. Your keyboards, your mice, your monitors. You have multiple network cards right here. Different protocols right here. Different types of ports. You have something other than Ethernet right here. You have all the printers that you have right here. Well, these are queues, so there's a difference between print queues and printers. So these are all the print queues that you have on your machine, and here are all the printers that are connected to your machine. All of your processors. And these are all the four processors I've allocated to this machine. If you have security devices, here they are. If there's any sensors, here they are, right? So there's a locator, right? Sensor here. Sound devices, storage, even the controllers that control the storage. So over here you have your storage, and then over here you have the controller of the storage, which is the Microsoft storage space. You have system devices, everything to make your system kind of run. Remote desktop device redirector bus. So these are things that need to be on in order for them to be listening on. All the USBs. So these are the controllers. You have all of your USBs over here, your inputs, and here are the ones that here are the things that control those inputs. Anyways, I'm nerding out here. But you know, everything on your computer is there for a reason, and it's to help you out. All right, so they just told me that it is 12:20. So that means I got to start getting ready to close things out. So let me do that. So we got up to device manager on system about. So we're done. We're done. We're almost pretty much done with all of the system settings, and then I think we'll move on to File Explorer next, because that's super important as well. BitLocker, essentially, this is going to encrypt your entire hard drives. So as you can see, BitLocker is what they call it, but what it is just a drive encryptor. And you can set up the encryption here for your devices. I highly recommend that you do encrypt your devices. It kind of helps things stay. Encryption is for security, right? So if you don't want anybody to get access to your folders, you want to make it a little bit harder for hackers to hack you, turn this on. I turn it on for all my machines on a Mac, and it also makes it so if someone steals your machine, it just turns into a brick. They can't, if they don't know the password to decrypt, they don't have the decryption codes, good luck ever using that machine. They're going to have to literally wipe the entire hard drive, like forcibly wipe the hard drive, because it turns into a brick. They can no longer try to take data out of it. I mean, they can try. There's organizations out there and hackers that will definitely try, especially if they've already gotten in. They'll definitely make the effort to see if they can decrypt the machine or force decrypt it, but it's gonna be pretty hard. It's gonna be pretty hard. And so yeah, I think we'll just finish this up. So that is everything about system about. That is the last thing. Next time we will go over the Windows File Explorer and kind of just explore the Windows File Explorer and see how it was meant to be used, and how some experience of how I've used it, and kind of go from there. Okie dokie. Well, now this is the part of the show where I sell you something. So Laura, what am I selling today? I like putting Laura on the spot. Let me see here. Let me close this out. It's the same thing that we were selling before. Okay. So, hey guys. So Erick Barreat here with DevTech, founder and partner here. We are an IT firm that do IT infrastructure IT optimization and IT maintenance. One of the services that we provide is IT Helpdesk. So if you ever have any type of problem with your devices or your infrastructure or anything like that, feel free to call us at 832-937-9622. We'll have a free consultation of 15 minutes. If we can get it solved in those 15 minutes, we'll do it. That's the quality of service that we provide. Everything we do is secure. We use some management tools to review it. If we do get you onboarded as as your IT partner, and we're providing your organization our IT help desk support, then we provide 24/7 IT support for your organization. We have a centralized ticketing system where if there's any problems, you can definitely send us an email at our help desk email, and it'll automatically populate our ticketing system. And then we have that's where the automated workflows come into. Our automatic workflows will make sure that it goes to the right person and that we get your ticket prioritized effectively so that we solve it as fast as possible. Part of our IT help desk service is proactive monitoring. So we're going to proactively be reviewing your devices, making sure it's up to date, patched, secure, and it comes with some cybersecurity training and our endpoint protection. So we get some antivirus and making sure that you're not going to get hacked and things are that your machines are as safe and secure as possible, and that you guys are following the rules, because it's always the person in the seat that's responsible or that can crash the car, right? So making sure that nobody in the seat crashes there. And we have SLA-driven response times where we're going to try to respond as fast as possible and resolve the issue as fast as possible. So call us at 832-937-9622. And then also, or go to our website and schedule a free 15-minute consultation. And we'd love to talk to you about this. All right, take care. Later, Instagram.